Sia Ram, friends. Today, let's discuss about Nirbhaya's case. It is so sad that Nirbhaya's rapists cases have been postponed indefinitely. Indefinitely. Okay? And her mom, Asha Rani, was crying yesterday, sitting on the sidewalks after 7 years. We know who were the rapists and what they did. They were like animals to this girl. And guess what? After 7 years, the court, after giving the judgment of death penalty, still they are not able to be hanged. Just because of what? When Asha Rani, her mom, was crying on the sidewalks, when she was asked, she put the blame wholly on the Delhi government, which is run by Kejriwal, and the Aam Aadmi Party. What is it? Why? So we will discuss about that and what Hindu religion talks about these kind of heinous crimes. Okay, we will take couple of minutes and go through the Manusmriti. As per Manusmriti, why certain punishments are required for heinous crimes and for any crimes for that matter, and how it was done in the olden days in Vedic era. We will discuss about that. Aam Aadmi Party and its government postponed by playing hook and crook, whatever the game they have to play in saving the rapists, because they are the leftist gang. You have to understand, communist has rebranded themselves as Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. Okay, so if you see all the so-called the human right activists who fight the case for these animals, I will say animals are far better, okay, compared to these guys, and are from Aam Aadmi Party, the lawyers and the lawyer like Indra Jail Singh, who went to the extent of talking to Asha Rani, Nirbhaya's mom, and say her to forgive the rapist. Why? She gave an example of Sonia Gandhi and how she forgave murderers of her husband. If you ask Subramania Swamy, he will say that is a totally different case altogether, and she was involved. She was involved and she was happy that her husband got killed. So there was no question there of, forgiving anybody. Okay, but the thing is, let's talk about it. So the AAP government are solely responsible as per Asha Rani because they are more interested in saving the life of the criminals in the name of human right than getting the punishment. So they do all the way, playing around with they did it for Afzal Guru, they did it for any of the terrorists. If you see the AAP people like Prashant Bhushan who are involved, Yogendra Yadav, they all have a split group, you know that, right? Our same gang. And guess what? They were all involved in saving each one of the terrorist life, each one of the criminals' life, and they are the one who are working on saving and hell-bent to save these animals. Okay, they are all, you have to understand, out of 5, there were 6 people involved, criminals involved. One was beaten to death. Ram Singh was beaten to death inside the Tihar jail. Okay, for whatever reason they gave, but it is good that his chapter was closed. And the second one was a Muslim guy, who was a Genevieve, but as per Asha Rani, the young boy was the major criminal in this whole thing. Nirbhaya told her mom before dying that he is responsible for the whole criminal. I mean, everybody was responsible, but this guy was the major villain in the whole thing. But AAP government, what they did, as soon as he was let go because of the Genevieve Act, they gave him money, they awarded him a suing machine. What are you encouraging the rapists for? And you came to rule by protesting against this case. Can you see the hypocrisy here? And in that Muhammad's case, they had 2 things. Okay, the boy who was left out, and if you call him boy still, right? And One was they were appeasement of Muslim voter base. This section of the community is always against rape, or even the church for that matter, because 80% of the people in India, the crime rate of the 80% is 20% and 20% is 80%. But in this case, if you see, the four who are escaping, the one who escaped already the death penalty was a Muslim boy, and the one who was beaten to death was a Hindu guy, and also the four who are still playing around with the law, with the loophole, are Hindus. So it is not the matter of Hindu or Muslim. It is the question of punishing the criminals, punishing these heinous crime doing animals, so that other people will be afraid. And yesterday, Asha was poked fun by the lawyer of the criminal, saying that Anant Kal, that means till the eternity, they will not given the death penalty. Thank you, Kejriwal. Thank you, Aap, for standing with the criminal and the rapist all the time. But let us go quickly into what we have to do to avoid these things in the future, and what was done in the olden days, and what is Manusmriti saying. See, I'm going to give you a couple of examples here. Okay, number one is when Sita Mata was kidnapped by Ravan. Okay, you had to see both Ramayana and Mahabharata were following Manusmriti. Okay, so let's not go into the slokas and things like that. Let's stick around with our epics. Okay, so that will be easy for everyone to understand. When Sita Mata was kidnapped by Ravan, okay, who was a Brahman by birth, but he lived a demonic life. That is different part of the story. He was a Brahman by birth, and also the son of Pulasya Maharishi, who was considered as one of the topmost rishis. So those things, and also Ravan was a great pandit, in the sense he had so much of knowledge and wisdom about everything. Okay, and also he was a great Shiv Bhakt, who Ram was also a great Shiv devotee. In that case also, no matter what his credentials were, for kidnapping Sita Mata, for terrorizing Sita Mata, he was given capital punishment by Sri Ram. Never forget it. And now let's go to Mahabharata. Okay, how Mahabharata treated these heinous crimes. Duryodhan tapped his thighs and told Dushasana to pull Panjali or Draupadi and drag her and make her to sit on the laps, for which the punishment to him was given by not only killing him but breaking his thighs. You understand that? By breaking the thighs on which he tapped to invite Draupadi to sit, okay, calling her a slave. Now Dushasana, who dragged Draupadi by the hair to the Sabha, executing the order of Duryodhan, his brother, pulled her sari in the Sabha. He was given capital punishment, and not only that, Bhim literally splits him into parts and drinks the blood like never before. Cruelty of the punishment is directly proportional to the cruelty of the crime. The justice delayed is justice denied. Okay, never forget that. That's what is happening in Nirbhaya's case. And one more example is in Mahabharata, in Virat Parvat, Virat Raja's brother-in-law, Kichak, calls Draupadi to come and sleep with him. You understand, at that kind of position where Draupadi was at that time just a slave to Virat Raja during that Ajnadavas, captain of the army, which Kichak was, requesting the slave to come and live with him or sleep with him. He is ordering. You understand that, right? Position of, it is an intimidation. And on the same night, he was killed by Bhim. So, as per our Sanatan Dharma, these kind of crimes against women is always suggested as capital punishment. But again, the capital punishment, the kind of punishment, the cruelty of the punishment goes up with the cruelty of the crime, which in Nirbhaya's case was too big. I am saying you, Kejriwal, you had to be ashamed of yourself for standing with the criminals and the crime. And our kids have to start going. See, all these guys are Hindu kids, right? What is the problem? Because our education today don't teach anything about character. Neither do parents have time to teach. In olden day of Gurukul, the character was given more priority than anything else. Okay, whereas in Macaulay system, after the British gives more priority to make you a clerk than a character person. So I think our we have to go back to our roots. Manusmriti clearly says what is the punishment for crime, and we have to go back there. These people in the name of human right activism are the biggest threat to the civil society today, and they are given a political stage with these guys like Kejriwal. And this has to stop right now. Bharat is sad today. The justice system not only denied the justice, not only delayed the justice, we stand against the justice system. We request Modi ji, the Prime Minister, to bring in amendments to these laws. We wish and pray the law and the justice system of India also stands for women. Jai Sia Ram.